Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist you in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today we're going to be talking about the full moon in Aries, and this is happening on October 1st, 2020. This is a very exciting full moon, you guys. I've really been looking forward to doing this video for you. This is going to be so beautiful, so healing, and so intense and fiery in the best possible way. And so we have so many exciting alignments going on during this full moon. We'll start out, of course, with the moon and the sun themselves. So as we have on every full moon, we have the sun and the moon opposing each other. So we have the sun in Libra opposing the moon in Aries. And the sun and the moon are both at 9 degrees. Now this is extremely important. The fact that we have a 9-9 going on, right? So we have the 9-9 portal that we've been experiencing, that we've been feeling as essentially going on throughout the entire month of September. And so this full moon is the culmination and the closing of that 9-9 portal and the opening of the 10-10 portal. Yes, we're going right out of one and into the other. And we will have a video specifically for the 10-10 portal as well. But we're coming into these energies today. If you guys remember, we also had Mars and Chiron conjunct at 9 degrees of Aries when Mars first began its transit through Aries. So this is extremely significant. And now, as we have the moon at 9 degrees of Aries, it is once again conjunct Chiron in retrograde. So this is really intense. This is a theme that we see playing out over and over again as we are just healing on a deeper and deeper level when it comes to terms of our empowerment, when it comes to all of those deep-seated wounds around how we experience our lives, right? How we take ownership of our lives, how we step into our power, how we go after what it is that we want, how we fulfill our basic needs, wants, and desires, right? All of this deep healing of these Aryan qualities, we're just seeing happening in so many different ways over and over again as we're accessing deeper and deeper parts of ourselves and parts of our psyche through this healing process. And this, with the moon conjunct Chiron, is a much deeper healing of that psyche, right? We're going deep within those layers now, and especially with this Mercury and Scorpio energy that we're experiencing as well, right? Mercury just went into Scorpio. Actually, the day that I'm filming this, but will be in Scorpio during this full moon. So that is extremely significant as well. We're really able to think deep on a mental level, on a communication level, on an emotional level with this moon conjunct Chiron, just digging so deeply in there. And this is so important because we are in the closeout of this 9-9 portal, right? We're closing out all of those old cycles that don't serve us anymore, all of those old ways of being, those old ways of behaving, those old belief systems, those old karmic situations, all of that, those cycles that have gone back lifetimes and lifetimes are closing out right now. And we're moving into this new and beautiful future, right? The 10-10 energy is all about initiation, right? As is the Aries energy, as is the fire energy. This initiation, this moving forward in our lives, pursuing our dreams, our soul mission, stepping into that mission, right? The ability to do that, leadership, taking charge, abundance, fruition. And so in order to have that, we have to close out all the cycles that prevented us from being able to gain that. And so we are in the process of that during this full moon. We also have a fire trine going on during this moon between the South Node, Venus, and Mars, which is conjunct Eris, which is the feminine warrior planet, okay? And so this is very significant. This is all happening in fire signs. We have the planet that represents our masculine energy, conjunct the planet that represents our feminine warrior energy, right? Then we have Venus, which represents our divine feminine energy. And we have the South Node, which represents the past. And so what I'm feeling with these energies all connected in this way during this full moon is that we are actually clearing out all of the old templates for male and feminine relations. The ways that the masculine and feminine energies have related to each other throughout the course of history are being rewritten. We are breaking up those old timelines and any future timelines related to the toxic interplays of those energies. We're essentially clearing the slate right now. This is going to be huge for twin flames. This is going to be huge for everyone. And the way that we interact with the opposite sex, with the opposite gender, with those two aspects within ourselves, our own inner masculine and feminine energies. And as we are then able to unify and harmonize those energies and the relationship of those two, we are then able to step into that 10-10 energy, right? As these incredibly empowered creators, right? Because how do we create? Creation comes from that divine interplay of our inner masculine and feminine energies. And if those energies are at war with each other, right, they're not able to intermingle. They're not able to support each other and nurture each other and empower each other and allow each other to shine and to thrive. And so we're going to be seeing this happening internally, and we're going to be seeing this happening externally. Now, this does not mean that those memories of the old ways that men and women have related to each other are not still going to be present, right? But now we get that choice. We get that conscious choice. We are not being affected by old programming, right? We get to wake up and decide, how am I going to relate to others? How am I going to relate to masculines, to feminines? Am I going to uphold this old perspective that all of a sudden doesn't feel so relevant to me just because it used to be relevant to me? Or am I going to look at them as allies? Am I going to move forward from this empowered place, from this place of love and compassion, and see them as my equals, see them as my allies, see them as my friends? We get the choice to do that and to create new templates for how those energies relate to each other in the future. So this is probably the biggest energy of this full moon, is this clearing out of those old energies and the way that they interplay with each other. We also have Mercury opposing Uranus. So we have Mercury, which, as we talked about, is in Scorpio for this full moon, opposing Uranus and Taurus. And this is really interesting because Mercury is the lower octave of Uranus, right? Or another way to say that would be Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. And so this is an energy that's really challenging us to open up our perspective, to open up our minds to different solutions, to different viewpoints, to really think outside the box, to take our old limiting thinking, especially when it comes to our wounds, right? Scorpio is that energy of death and rebirth, of transmutation, of the shadow. And so especially when it comes to those aspects, are we ready to open ourselves up to new possibilities, to new ways of thinking? Are we ready to release that? Are we ready to transcend, to transmute all of those shadow energies that are keeping us stuck and rise into a deeper level of perspective, of perception, of communication, of union with the collective energies, with spirit, with those people in our lives, with all aspects of our being, right? And so I'm seeing that it's a tense aspect, but it's really pushing us to think and see beyond the ways and means that we've achieved things, the ways that we've thought and perceived the world, and our interactions and communications with other people in it. There may be some really unprecedented communications and epiphanies coming through during this energy. So definitely be aware of that. And so we're going to get into, I'm trying to feel out what it is that I'm wanting to do for cards right now. And I think I want to pull a mystical mystical shaman oracle card to get us started here. Whew, glad I got that out. Mercury is in the pre-shadow right now, so I do like to blame some of my speech bloopers on that. Mercury will be going into retrograde. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head now, but middle of October. So, we do the best we can. but we're already looking at that. That just adds to that energy of reinvention, right? That's what Mercury retrograde is a chance to see what all retrogrades are, a chance to really go within and to see things from a different perspective. So that just enhances that energy that we were talking about. And so we got number 13, the crow. And that's really interesting. We're going to read that from the book and see what this energy has to say for us for this beautiful, beautiful full moon in Aries. Crow is the keeper of universal law, the law of truth. Crow teaches us to walk our talk, to find congruence between who we say we are and who we really know ourselves to be. This winged one insists that we speak truth, that we create truth instead of searching for it. Ooh, I like that. And that we bring truth to every situation we find ourselves in. When you speak the truth and practice truth, eventually everything you say becomes true. Your power to co-create with the truth is the universal law. Correct what is untrue in your life without judgment. Let the truth set you free. So this is that energy of integrity, right? This is that energy of walking our talk that we have been learning. This is, right, like when we have this Mercury and Scorpio energy, Scorpio enjoys intimacy, right? And 13 would be the number of the death card in the traditional tarot too, which is interesting, right? And the Scorpio card. So it's like this energy of really being honest, being true in deed, in word, in thoughts, and communicating that truth. We communicate truth, our truth, in every moment with every action, right? And so really looking at the ways that we are speaking, the ways that we are behaving, and what truth that is communicating about us. And is that our ultimate truth? And if not, how can we adjust our words and our actions to reflect our ultimate truth? That is the end point of Scorpio energy, is to live their truth, to pursue their desires, to pursue their passions, to pursue their truth with integrity and authority, fearlessly, 100%. Living those passions and those motivations. And so really stepping into that energy. And that's that empowerment energy too, when we look at Aries and that trailblazing energy is, and this is just today, whatever comes up for you, when we are rewiring these dynamics between the masculine and the feminine energies, there is so much fiery energy in the air. You may be drawn to communicate your truth to other people. And so this is saying that, or people may be drawn to communicate their truth to you. And if people are drawn to communicate their truth to you, then listen and reflect back your own truth, right? Listen, honor their truth, their perspective, and then honor yourself by speaking your truth. We're really being called to model this day with integrity. I'm also thinking of the crow and how the crow relates to those who have passed on loved ones. And so I'm feeling for some, especially we're in this month of October, and you guys are going to get tired of hearing me say this. It sounds a bit contrived, but I'm feeling it again. Like this whole month of September, like this full moon is a portal. It's closing one portal. It's opening up another portal. And then we have another full moon on the 31st on Halloween, which is going to be just the date of that full moon, holds so much magical energy, right? So there's this whole month is in and of itself another portal, and we're really in the veil is very thin this entire month of October. And so communication from deceased ones may be coming through. You may be receiving that. You may be able to communicate. So look out for those communications. Look out for the ways that your ancestors and for your loved ones that have passed on may be communicating with you throughout this entire month and during this full moon. That's another thing that's coming through as far as that goes. And then we have completion, right? This is the cycle that we're completing as we close out that 9/9 portal right there. And some of that completion, some of that cycle for some of you may have to do with modeling your truth, speaking your truth, ways where you have behaved, you have allowed things in your life that are not resonant with your truth, and releasing that, moving beyond that, stepping more fully into your truth and owning that is a cycle that may be completing for some. And the way of the heart of the sky, and this is the energy of creation, right? This is that energy of co-creating with spirit from that beautiful heart-centered energy. Manifesting, right? So it's like, this is the 9-9 portal, the closeout, right? And this is the opening of the 10-10 portal. This is that creation energy coming through. That ability to create from this place of honesty and integrity, right? The masterpiece that you are able to create with spirit. And then we have thunder, which is very interesting. This is those breakthroughs. This is like, when I think of thunder, right? Where there's thunder, there's lightning. I think of that Uranian energy, those perspectives. I think of hearing the call. This is us hearing the call of our souls, right? That rumbling in the distance that gets louder as our souls speak to us ever louder. Legends speak of great thunder beings who live in the sky and call for your attention when great occurrences are meant to happen in the world. They warn when tensions in a situation are called upon to be released, right? Released, completion. Their presence in your reading reminds you of the dramatic moments in life that change everything. Both awesome and frightening when thunder arrives. It is also a wake-up call, one that you will not soon forget. When thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is that tower energy right here. This is a time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them, right? Opportunities, abundance. Qualities that you'll need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. I love it. I love it. And this is so perfect, right? That we are in this energy. We have, if you guys haven't checked out the Uranus retrograde video, check out that video. We talk about this a lot. We have Jupiter, which has turned direct. We have Saturn about to go direct. Actually, Saturn may have just gone direct. I'm terrible at this stuff sometimes, you guys. You guys know. I'm fairly certain. Let me look at my little chart here. Yes, Saturn just went direct as well. And so things are lining up. Things are moving. We still have Mars in retrograde, right? Mars is going to be in retrograde for a little bit longer. However, we can feel that momentum building, and it's up to us to continue to step into our empowerment, to internalize the lessons that the Mars retrograde is teaching us right now, that this Pluto retrograde has been teaching us, to really dig deep within ourselves, to go on this keeps staying at the bottom of the deck, this vision quest, right? To really go within and prepare ourselves and step into that role to model this integrity in all aspects of our being, to complete these cycles, to step into that heart-centered co-creation energy, that greater vision energy, right? So that we can answer those calls and we can accept that abundance when it comes, and we are ready to handle the changes that are on their way. These changes are so big and so beautiful and so bold, right? We've been seeing the tide of change this entire year of 2020, and we are going to continue to see it. And it is scary at times. Change is uncomfortable, especially when it is so extreme and it comes out of left field, right? But we are ready for it and we can embrace it. And if we're honest with ourselves, we felt this change in our bones, as this reading says, for a really long time. So it's just about continuing to refine ourselves, to learn, to grow, so that we can embody the person that is ready to step into this new destiny that is calling us. This is so beautiful. This is so exciting, you guys. All right. Now I am going to, I don't know why I wanted to look at that, because it's the serpent. That's why I wanted to look at that. This is rebirth. This is cycles and phases. This is shedding our skin, growing into our new skin. It's the Kundalini awakening. It is so much. This card is so much, right? That sexual energy and regeneration that we've been experiencing. Oh my God. Yeah, that's perfect. Sorry guys, I'm like wicked excited right now. This full moon is so intense. We're going to pull a couple sacred spirit cards and see what the sacred spirit cards have to say. What can we get from these sacred spirit cards? Go on that vision quest. If you're feeling confused, go on that vision quest. Spend some time out in nature, right? Spend some time in meditation. Spend some time doing some automatic writing. Whatever it is that gets you into that mode. Fire meditations with all this fire energy can be really great for this, embracing this full moon energy. Just really go within and see what it is that Spirit is asking you, that Spirit is showing you, and just embrace that energy. If you're feeling called to go somewhere, to do something, and you're not sure what it is yet, go on that vision quest to find out. We have emotional challenges come up. Resolve the issue. And this is a number 13 card too, which is really interesting. So that is definitely an energy that's present. This is that energy where we're talking about the masculine feminine dynamics and how those are shifting and changing, and we're clearing out that past collective ancestral patterning around that right now. And so whatever issues you're having, whether these are issues with other people specifically in your life, or emotional challenges, emotions within ourselves that are coming up to be healed and released, just really resolving those, allowing that cycle to complete, seeing how that is a cycle, right? Where have I seen this before? Where has this pattern come up before? Even if this is a relationship of any kind, right? Has this dynamic played out in my life before? What is that showing that? What is that teaching me? Go on that vision quest to find out, right? Also, I do personal readings and energy healings that can really help with this stuff. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. But go within, figure that out, right? If this is a cycle within your own mind, right, within your own emotionality, your own emotional nature, if outside circumstances are triggering similar emotions over and over again, why is that? What is that? How can I get to the root of that? How can I complete that cycle so that I can move beyond that? What are my emotions telling me? How are my emotions being a barometer that's showing me, that can lead me to the truth of a situation and the root of a situation? What would I have to believe was true in order to be feeling the way that I feel right now? And then we have guardian. Guard your energy. And I love this. We've got this big, beautiful full moon there, right? A moon so full and fiery, it's like a sun, right? Definitely the full moon in Aries energy right there. So guarding your energy. This is something that we really always want to be cognizant of. Where is our energy going? How are we utilizing our energy? Who are we sharing that energy with? What are we consuming that is affecting our energy, right? And what we consume isn't just about what we eat. It's about who we allow into our lives. It's about what we watch, what we read, what we listen to, what we think about, right? And so really understanding that stuff and being cognizant to guard our energy. This full moon, emotions are extremely heightened, right? There's a lot of high octave energy, especially with a fiery moon, right? So we really want to be careful of that. And we really want to, it's always a good idea to spend these days in contemplation and to take full advantage of those energies. The full moon is a releasing energy. So I feel he's like howling at the moon, right? If you need to howl, if you need to scream, however it is that you need to get those energies out, get those energies out, release those energies, purge those energies. This is a heavy purging energy. It's a purging and an initiating energy all at once, which is really interesting and really intense the way that I'm feeling this. Be careful of any repeating scenarios and cycles that you're noticing that have to do with the ways that you use your energy and the ways that you allow other people into and give people access to your energy, and how that is working or not working for you and what may want to be shifted there. And then third eye vision. Reclaim your mind, right? We talk about this all the time. We are in a spiritual battle right now. And the battle that's being fought is over our minds. And so as And we always talk about this too, right? We have two eyes to look and one to see. And so as this third eye is opening, as this vision, we are getting this greater vision, right? And we're truly seeing and truly understanding. We've constantly got to be guarding our energy. We've constantly got to be clearing our energy. We've got to be questioning everything and really reclaiming the sovereignty of our own minds, right? This energy, this is us being in our truth, in our power, understanding what is true for us, what resonates with us, and acting from that place of truth. So we are reclaiming our own inner truth right now. We are upgrading our energy, and we're getting to decide for ourselves. What is it that I think? What is it that I believe? What is it that I want, right? What is it that I stand for? And how do I want to stand for that? How do I want to fight? How do I want my voice to be heard? What do I want to create in the world? And how do I want to do that? And knowing that we can do that absolutely any way that we want. We have the authority and the power over our own minds, over our own hearts, over our own energy, and over our own lives. We are sovereign beings. Yes, we are part of a collective, right? And everything that we do influences a collective because we are all connected. But we are also sovereign beings, and really claiming that back. That's what that Aries energy is all about, is standing in our power, standing in our inner authority, our inner truth. That's that Mars energy, rising to the occasion. This card is so gorgeous. It says Galactic Healer on the bottom of the deck. Move forward with an open mind, right? So reclaim your mind and then move forward with an open mind. You get to decide what it is that you believe, right? Who it is that you are. But don't hold so tightly to that viewpoint that you're unable to continue to grow and to change and to adapt. Because what is the one indication that something is dead? It is no longer growing. It is no longer changing. It is no longer shifting. We do not want to do that. We do not want to be that. We want to be continually growing and expanding and shifting. So we want to reclaim our minds. We want to reclaim our vision. We want to take ownership and authority of that. But we also want to keep ourselves open and flexible and know that we are always learning. We are always growing. And our perception and understanding of truth and of the universe and of our place in the universe is always growing and changing and shifting as well. Yeah. And then I'm thinking I'll pull a couple Moonology cards, as this is a full moon video, and see what the Moonology cards have to say for some closing guidance here. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love it. So powerful. So powerful. I'm feeling that guardian energy. You have so many guardians watching over you, protecting you, guiding you. Okay. And so this is guidance. This is guidance for somebody who has fears. Fears around, this is the new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe and nothing will come of this situation. So somebody is thinking a lot about their family life right now. They're thinking a lot about their loved ones, the home maybe. Anything to do with the home, right? Cancer rules the 4th house. It's all about the home, the mother. Maybe some of you may be worrying about your mothers if you have a mother who is sick or is not doing well. Mothers of your child, however this resonates, right? You've been worrying a lot about that. And this is confirmation when it says nothing will come of this situation. Your worries are for nothing. They are completely safe and completely held. I think that's why I was focusing on the guardian energy when I was shuffling these cards, right? And saying you were so protected and watched over. They are very protected and watched over, right? And so the unnecessary worry, it's okay to release that. You can be there for them in every capacity that you can be, but you don't have to take complete ownership over that because they have their own guides, they have their own angels, they are protected, and they're going to be okay. One way or another, they're going to be okay. They are safe. There's the whatever it is that you're afraid is going to happen to them, you don't have to be afraid of that anymore. So that's interesting. That's just a message. Somebody who's watching is going through that and worrying and wondering about that when it comes to their loved ones right now. And we can't worry excessively, right? It doesn't change anything anyway. All we can do is continue to be there, continue to love, continue to nurture in the ways that we can, and to trust that everything is going to work out. And it one way or another, it will work out. And there's nothing that none of your worrying is gonna change that or affect that. And then we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Right? This is blazing that new path. This is the future that we are stepping into. And the answers you need are coming. So for those of you who are wondering about your life purpose and your life path right now, that's why go on that vision quest, like we said, right? However, whatever that means for you. And if that involves a personal reading, reach out to me for that, or a healing. Those can really help with clarity and moving through blocks and all of that different stuff. I will throw that out there. But whatever that means to you, the answers you need are coming regarding your life path and your purpose. If you have a new avenue that you've been thinking of exploring, decisions that you're needing to make, whether it comes to career, right? Whether it comes to a new hobby, anything new that you're being drawn towards and you're wanting to explore right now. And this is full moon in Gemini too, so this is the energy of communications. This is the energy of social media, of writing, of all of that speaking, communicating, ways that we do that. So for some of you guys, it may have to do with those different types of energies as well. Like maybe you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel or rebranding yourselves, or you're thinking of starting a whole new career path and something that's totally unfamiliar to you, and you're sort of like learning and researching about it right now, but you're not really sure where to go. And for some of you guys, it's like you don't even know exactly yet. You just know that something is calling to you and you're not sure what it is. And those got set down right underneath move forward with an open mind and galactic healer. So for some of you, this may be something in the healing arts that you're pursuing. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Whatever it is, like if you don't know what it is that you're being called to yet, you are going to figure that out if you keep following your heart, if you keep tapping into your intuition, meditating, paying attention to the signs and synchronicities, the way that spirit is communicating with you, right? Pay attention to that. You will be guided and you will be led. For those of you who know but you're just afraid, step out of that comfort zone. The things that mean the most to us, that we're the most passionate about, our purpose requires us to walk through some of our greatest fears. So if some of those great fears are coming up right now, understand that they're coming up because you are on the right path. And confidence is your key to success. All right. I feel as though, I think that's good. I think that's good for today. No. All right. Let's see. There may be one more message that wants to come out. I love it. There's like all these little mini messages that are popping out for people. This is really strange. This kind of sometimes happens, but it's just interesting the way it's happening today. So we had nothing is yet set in stone and believe in the impossible that came out together. So for anyone who has a situation going on with a win-win outcome is forecast on the bottom of the deck. And a fiery climax approaches, which is that full moon in Aries card. Whatever this situation is, if there's a situation that you're dealing with right now and you're kind of losing hope, things don't seem to be going the way that you had anticipated they would, and you're starting to get frustrated and discouraged. This is the blue moon, once in a blue moon, right? And we are having the second full moon that we talked about at the end of October on Halloween is a blue moon. It's the second full moon in the month, okay? So boom, right there, blue moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. Anything can happen. You may think that you know what the outcome is going to be, and maybe it's not looking favorable, but nothing is set in stone. This is mutable energy, the mutable moon, right? Which is interesting because we had the full moon in Gemini, which is that mutable air. And so, anything could happen still. All possibilities are possible, right? We say this all the time. So continue to have faith. Continue to move forward. Step out of your comfort zone. Move towards your dreams. Whatever this situation is, do not resign to the fact that it is hopeless. It is not hopeless. Oh my God. My laptop's about to die. Hold on, guys. It's good enough. Sorry about that. I'm glad that I noticed that. That was very dramatic, but we are in the full moon energy, which is a dramatic energy. So, yes, believe in the impossible. All possibilities are possible. Nothing about that situation is set in stone. And actually, a win-win outcome is forecast, right? And this is the full moon in Libra energy. That is the energy of balance and fairness. We got Uranus in retrograde right now, right? We got a lot of crazy, unpredictable energies in the air. So do not give up before the fat lady sings. All right, that's the advice. That's the advice that we're getting for that right now. And then we have a new start is coming, and communication is key. And once again, this is a Gemini energy card, new moon in Gemini. And so, yeah, it's this communication, this truthful communication that keeps coming up that is so important for all of us right now. This is a major cycle that a lot of us have been closing out, is this not understanding how to communicate effectively and learning how to do that. And so there is a new start for someone. And I'm feeling this as a love energy for some of you guys too. A new start that requires open and honest communication. And if you are able to do that, then a new energy can be born out of that. But you want to be careful not to let your pride and your ego get in the way. Don't not say things because it hurts your pride to admit them or to say them, right? Or because there's a certain persona you're wanting to put out there to the world, and what it is that you're thinking or feeling doesn't align with that, or this person doesn't align with that. You think that maybe they're not the type of person that you should be with. I'm feeling for some of you guys, or something like that. Just don't allow that ego to get in the way. Basically, when it says pride, that's what it is. Don't allow your ego to get in the way. Step out of that. Communicate open and honestly. And for those of you, this isn't necessarily just for love. This is in some of these other situations that were encountered as well. In any situations we're encountering on and around this full moon, is we want to be effective communicators. We can have fresh starts in situations with people. A fresh start in general, right? That's what we're moving into right now. But we have to release this old egoic way of thinking. And we have to learn how to communicate our truth and communicate from the heart. All right. And now we're going to close out with a Beyond Lemuria Oracle card. One more card for this full moon in Aries. One final card of guidance for the full moon in Aries. Alignment. This is what we're moving into. We're moving into alignment. We're looking at and seeing what is in alignment in our lives and what is not in alignment with where it is that we're trying to go, what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And everything that is out of alignment has to go. We are being recalibrated. We talk about this all the time. As our energy is recalibrated, as our lives then recalibrate to match our changing energies, these energies come and go. The old energies leave, the new energies come in. This whole period of we're being shown, we've been in this process of being shown very clearly what is in alignment with who it is, right? This is the truth energy, the crow that came up at the beginning of the reading. What is in alignment with our truth and what is not? And so this card says, we all have the ability to manifest the life we wish to call in. However, we may find our desires are not actualizing as we had hoped. Energy goes where attention flows, and if our thoughts and focus fixate on something that opposes what we want to bring into our lives, this will cause dissonance. Is there an internal sabotage? Are we, without realizing, undermining ourselves through our language, our worries, and the broken records that play in our minds? Remember that, don't worry unnecessarily. Bring something into your life, become the vibrational match for it. Imagine what it feels like to already have what you desire and cultivate that feeling. This is the key to powerful manifesting. Preparing ourselves and our environment as if what we are manifesting is a certainty also creates a shift in our thinking. When we want and strive for something, we create more wanting and striving. When we immerse ourselves in what it is like to already have something, we will be in the perfect vibration to receive it. Also, consider whether you are choosing to manifest something from fear or love. Unfortunately, if our wants are driven by or born out of fear, we will amplify this. When our heart motivates our desires, whatever we manifest is aligned with love. Look at where your desires and manifestations are being seated. If your plans or dreams aren't unfolding as you would like them to, it's time to take a deeper look at other areas in your life. Is something out of step with integrity? Are you making decisions through fear or love? Is it through fear or avoidance? If it is through fear or avoidance, your manifestations may seemingly backfire to encourage experiences that will bring you back into balance, back into alignment. It is time to become a vibrational match for what you are seeking. Instead of striving harder for something, cultivate the feeling of already having all you seek. You will be surprised at what this shift in perspective creates. I think that's a beautiful way to end this reading. As we're moving into that. And beyond the mind, I love that on the bottom of the deck. Beyond the mind and surrender. These cards are so gorgeous. I absolutely love them. Yeah. We are moving into this manifesting energy, right? We are manifesting, we're moving, we're going, this is like that energy of moving beyond the logic, beyond the mind, and into the heart, right? Into the truth of who we are. And as we are creating, as we are moving forward, that's why we're wrapping up and completing all of these old cycles, especially when it comes to these cycles right beyond the mind, these cycles of the mind that have to go, these self-defeating belief systems, these self-defeating thoughts and words and actions, those actions that aren't aligned with our truth, right? As we release those, we are then able to step through this, as we're closing out this 9-9 portal, through those old energies into that energy of that 10-10 portal, that energy of creation and manifestation. And that is how we manifest successfully from this point forward. I hope you guys appreciated this reading. Drop a comment. Let me know if it resonated. All of your likes, your shares, your subscribes help the channel to grow. So I appreciate those as well. There is a link down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. And yes, reach out to me. My email is below if you would like a reading, if you would like an energy healing, an astrological transit chart. I have a whole bunch of different services that I offer to assist you, and it is my honor and my pleasure to do that. So if you are feeling called to do so, if you are feeling called to some guidance, to some healing, to some assistance as we move through these energies, as we close out these huge cycles and open up to these big and beautiful new cycles, please get a hold of me. I would love to be there for you in any way that I can. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you so very much, and I will talk to you all very soon. Have a glorious full moon.